Destroying and outworking everyone, all your friends, family members, everyone you know is easier than you think. And today I'm going to tell you exactly how. So, to destroy your competition, to get ahead of everyone you know, is actually pretty simple, but it's harder to implement. To actually outwork everyone, you need a system. And I call my system that made me outwork everyone I know, becoming a better person, achieving my goals, and becoming like the best version of myself. I call it the warrior system. So, what's actually the warrior system? I'm going to tell you in this video exactly what's this system that made me become the best version of myself. It's really simple. The first step, let's call it step zero. Step zero is actually to develop good habits. By good habits, I mean working out at least a few times a week, being on a diet, meditation, journaling, all those kind of stuff. You already know about it. I'm pretty sure you're not brand new to self improvement. You've watched tons of videos, so you already have every information you need in your head. Like I mentioned in my last video, you already know everything. You just need someone to tell you how to implement them and a system that guides your behavior and teach you exactly what you need to do every day to achieve your goals and becoming a better version of yourself. So, what are the good habits that I recommend? So, for me, there's three core habits that if you implement in your life, if you actually implement those good habits, you're going to be the best version of yourself and people are not going to be able to recognize you in the next 3 to 6 months. So the first good habit is actually working out. You already know that you should be working out daily. Sorry, you can work out daily, but if you're just starting out, start out 2, 3 times a week. That's enough. I would say the minimum is 2 times a week if you're actually pushing hard. So you could do any form of workout. You could go to the gym, lift some weight, go for a run. But personally, I would say martial arts and working out, lifting heavy, building muscle, gaining strength. This is the first one that you should implement because you're going to be building a better physique, you're going to be building discipline. But I would say in the long run, it's not going to be about discipline because gym's going to be fun. So in the short term, it's good for discipline. The next one, what I would recommend is meditation. You need to meditate daily. This is really important. Why is meditation so important? Why do they always mention meditation? It's really simple. Meditation helps you control your mind and helps you control your temptation. You won't be cheating on your diet if you implement meditation. You won't be doing all the bad habits, and it really makes you be present. So, whenever you're having a conversation with someone, you're really going to be present and be focused on the conversation. So you should meditate daily, at least 3 minutes. You already know how to meditate. The app I recommend is Medito. So you download it, meditate for 3 minutes, and then as you progress, you start upping up the time. But at the start, 3 minutes is more than enough. Even 1 minute, just sit down, close your eyes, be present, and then just feel your breath, analyze it, and be present. You already know, like I keep mentioning it, you know how to do all those things. So just implement it and you will see great progress in your life. Next one on the list is diet. Diet. So what do I mean by diet? It could be anything from keto diet to carnivore diet to whatever diet you want, but it needs to complement your workout session. If you're bulking, you can go all in for a dirty bulk, but just be aware that in the long run, it's going to be harder for you to lose weight. If you're cutting, you could go for an aggressive cut or a regular cut. It's up to you. But basically, find a diet that fits your goal. You could go for any types of diet, but make sure that you're hitting your protein, you are drinking enough water, you're getting all your macronutrients, you're eating your fruits, your vegetables, all those kind of stuff. Make sure that you have a proper diet that fits your workout needs, that fits your goals and body you're trying to achieve. These three goals paired together is going to make you a strong person, It's going to make you better than 99% of people. How many people do you know that meditates, that goes to the gym? Right now, most people are going to the gym, but they are not really working hard the way that you should be working hard. And how many people are on a diet? Most people aren't. So you should focus on those three skills and those three habits. Those three habits are the core that's going to change your life. If you need to take anything from this video, just take those three habits, implement it in your life, stay consistent, and you're going to see great progress. The next one on the list, really important, quitting the bad habits. There's no point in just implementing the bad habits and not quitting the bad ones. What I mean by bad habits, it's doom scrolling, staying on TikTok all day, staying on your phone, on social media, not being present, not living in the real life, cheating on your diet, just binge eating, fast food, sugar, all those kind of stuff. So you need to quit those habits. And how do you do it? How do you quit the bad habits? You need bruh, like my camera just switched off again, but either way, like I was saying, you need to quit the bad habits and you need to use a habit tracker. So to make a habit tracker, you probably already know, you have the numbers of days on the side and the habits on top, and you create small check boxes at the bottom. And every time you do at least 1 second of the habits, you just need to tick it. 1 second of doing a good habit or quitting a bad habit is not going to make massive changes. But in the long run, if you stay consistent and if you keep improving those habits, the duration of those habits, you're going to start to improve yourself and make massive progress. If you start with meditation and can't sit down for 3 minutes, start with 1 second. But next week, do 2 seconds. The next week, you're going to feel better and you're going to start doing 1 minute. Then you're going to do 2 minutes and you're going to see that the growth is actually exponential. So it's really important for you to track everything and keep in mind that the goal is not perfection. It's really important. The goal is never perfection, it's staying consistent. Consistency beats perfection every time. Sometimes you might not feel like going to the gym. Sometimes you feel like I can't follow my diet today because I'm going out with friends. So this is why you need to stay consistent. Start with something small at the start and improve as time goes on. This is how you improve and this is how you make consistent progress and not just give up at the start. The next step that's going to make the biggest change in your life and people are going to notice it right away is to create sorry is to set up massive goals, like goals that makes you scared, goals that's so ambitious that people are going to tell you that you're never going to achieve it. Those types of goals will really create the passion in you to actually achieve them. So you need to find ambitious goals. Let me give you some examples. Maybe your goal is to reach 12% body fat and gain 20 pounds of muscle this year. Set something massive. Maybe your goal is to make 100K this year, is to launch your own business, things like that. So you set one or two massive goals. I say one or two because more than that, you're not going to have the mental focus to actually focus on the goals and you're not going to achieve it. So set one or two, ideally one. So you have to break the goals into smaller steps. So let's say your goal is to reach 12% body fat and gain tons of muscles. Your first step should be to break the goal into smaller steps, like I mentioned earlier. What you need to do to reach 12% body fat, be on a deficit, eat your protein, try to eat healthy, work out 3 times a week, for example, get in your creatine daily, take your protein shake, all those goals, you have to add it to your habit tracker and try to follow it as consistent as possible. When you go to the gym, work out hard. When you're dieting, diet hard. You have to be perfect in the way you do your habits. You don't need to be perfect when tracking it, you need to be perfect when you're doing it. So, for example, if you're going to the gym, like I said, work out hard. If you need to take your creatine, try to get the exact amount every day, things like that. Try to hit your protein goal every day. And this is how you would be able to perform better than 99% of people by doing things that they would never do. So, once you have your habit tracker, the good habits, the bad habits that you're trying to quit, your big goals all planned out, this is what you need to do next. And this is the final step that's going to make you succeed. You need to do it the first thing you do when you wake up. It's called eat the frog. So this step is crucial. As soon as you wake up, do all your good habits before doing anything else. If you wait for too long and decide to do it at night, you're probably not going to do it. If you decide to lay down during the day, you're probably not going to do it. But if you do it the first thing you wake up, you go hit a workout, you come back, you stick to your diet, you drink your water, you meditate, you journal, you do whatever you want. Whatever you plan to do, everything that's on your habit tracker, you do it as soon as you wake up, so that the rest of the day you don't need to worry about the hard task. And if, for example, if you just keep your workout at the end of the day, you're probably not going to do it because it's hard. And at the end of the day, when you're tired, you're coming from school, you're coming from work, you might just be like, oh, I'm too tired, I'm just not gonna work out. And it's going to be like that for every single day. And at the end, you're just not going to make progress. So you need to do all those good habits, all quitting those bad habits, following your goals, following your smaller tasks every day when you wake up, to be able to make massive progress in the long run. And this is how, my friend, you would be able to outwork everyone. That's all for me. Have a good day.